give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love how I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love how I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are here, please subscribe, like, drop a comment, give us 5 stars, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast from. This has been a shit show in the making. To be honest, to get to this point to start the episode.
It's very just like life. It's hard until it isn't.
9:58, by the way.
9:58.
Yeah,
we were supposed to start this pod at 8 p.m. It is now officially 9:58 p.m. A lot of things went wrong.
A lot of things went right.
You see, John is holding a microphone.
Zach's got a bug. There's a bug in here.
I have a bug now in my drink. Give me it, bro. It's
really
protein.
I'm trying to figure out what went right.
Jesus.
No, there really is a bug in here.
Is there really? Yeah. Don't put your finger in there.
I put OD amounts of tequila in there because I know you like it.
Oh, bro, there's a bug in here, bro. No, it's not a bug. It's not a bug. Okay. It's just
you know what's funny
it's
about
like a piece
our
of pepper.
podcast?
What?
The fucking title's always something philosophical. And we used to start it off kind of like that, but now it's like we're just drinking like degenerates and like not speaking. It takes us a while to get to it, you know. So sorry if this episode says, "Is my purpose fucking you know?"
Because we have no idea what we're going to talk about today. So whatever the title of the episode is, we're not going to learn that. It's about 20-30 minutes in. Oh, do you?
I have something to speak about.
Okay.
Today, I would
respect
like
and love and compassion
and courtesy.
Courtesy and inconsiderateness and considerateness. Let's talk.
I would like to make today's podcast about presence and the mind. Could we do that?
Sure, let's start there, yeah.
All right. Well, there's a lot of things that I want to save until I'm drunk. So first things first, I'll just say cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
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 Shout out to Superbird for the tequila. He gave me 3 free bottles there. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right.
No, it's good.
Hold
I like it.
Let's hold up.
Superbird.
We're gonna shout them
The
out.
bottle
Then.
is pretty dope.
Let's shout them out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Superbird.
New York. New York brand.
New York. Yeah.
Really?
He's up in my boy Tommy. Shout out to Tommy. He knows Christian Petroni. The time I met him.
Oh well, bro, look at this bottle. Let me showcase the art, the architecture of the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle's really cool.
Gangster.
It was something that I would pick up off the shelf just because of the bottle alone.
Well, I'll let you know what I think of it. And there's ice in here. I did this the wrong way. Normally I don't do that, but tonight.
No ice, really?
Yeah, it's not supposed to put ice in tequila. I'm pretty sure. It's supposed to just drink it neat.
No way.
Let's
Can't
see.
drink anything.
Well, because it's watered down now. Here we go. Superbird.
It's good.
It's good. Reposado's good.
Yeah, it's got a lot of fucking water in it. I mean, listen, I'll drink this every day of the week. I like it.
Yeah.
Good time for me. Mm-hmm. Spicy marg. Put a little thing in there. Anyway, I would like today's podcast about presence, brothers, because last podcast I said, you know, I could go get spiritual. I said I felt like shit.
Yeah.
We did it internal. That probably hasn't dropped yet. But like, long story short, bro, like I go through cycles of feeling really good, and I go through cycles of feeling really bad. I don't really have a middle.
Yeah, me either.
I don't, because it's like I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do the middle. And long story short, I just had a 5-day period where I felt really fucking good. And a large part about why I felt really good was because I felt very present, and I felt that presence is a superpower that we don't tap into enough. And if you do tap into presence, it solves all of our problems, because in my opinion, all of our problems stem from our mind. And the reason why presence solves that problem is because, and again, there's a lot of things that I want to say that I want to wait till I'm drunk to really hit, but the big thing is, like, bro, majority of, and this is the reason why the Power of Now is so popular, and for anyone listening, I'm sure you guys can kind of relate to this, but like, the majority of us spend 99% of our times in our head, and basically 1% in the present moment. And what I kind of mean by that is, very, very rarely do I feel like I am experiencing something for the first time. Because I'm experiencing so many things that I've experienced before, I'm not actually present for them meaning like let's say I'm in the studio right now. If I'm having a conversation, I'm going to be present. But let's say I'm in the studio right now and you guys weren't here. It would be very easy for me to be in my own head and think, because what else am I going to fucking do? I kind of had a moment, bro, this week where I woke up and I was folding clothes, and I like really didn't want to be folding clothes. It was like the last thing that I wanted to do. And it was like this weird moment that it hit me like, what else would I rather be doing? Because what I mean by that is like, if I wasn't folding clothes, I'd be like, I don't know, on my phone or watching a show. It's like I wanted a better experience than folding clothes. But in that moment of folding clothes, I realized that, well, like, as I'm folding these clothes, I'm touching the clothes with my hands. As I'm folding the clothes, I'm looking at the clothes. As I'm folding the clothes, I'm listening to the air conditioner that's on in the room, and I'm listening to the birds passing. As I'm folding the clothes, I'm turning to my left, and I'm seeing how the trees are moving. And long story short, I just had this moment where I got so present, and it stayed with me the entire day, that I didn't have a problem for the rest of the day, because problems only come from the mind. And because I was being so present, I didn't have any more problems. There was no place for a problem, because it's like right now, if you stop your thoughts, if you literally don't think ever again, there can never be another problem, because things just are what they are. This room is as it is. If I don't like the room, that's me thinking about thoughts, judgments about the room. If you go outside and you see a tree, or you go see a car, like, what I'm getting at is that I understand it sounds kind of stupid to live like that because you can't stop your thinking. But I'm imagining, and what I'm proposing is, what if you lived in a world where you don't stop thinking? You're going to think, but you use thoughts as a tool to solve problems and create clothing and, whatever thoughts are for, close a business deal. But you spend the majority of the rest of your time in the present moment, because what we do, again, just to close this out and kind of give it to you guys, is we are slaves to our mind. And a lot of us don't realize this, but we're thinking all day long, and the thoughts tell us to do things, and then we do those things. And what I realized is we talk about free will a lot, and there's no way to have free will until you get out of your head. Because if you're in your head all the time, you're going to do what you've always done, because a lot of us habitually, when we go to do something, just because we've done that thing so many times, our brain has like an automatic way of doing things. So the only way to actually change behavior is to stop thinking, because you can stop that process, get free, and then get free will.
With like the overthinking thing, I mean, I totally feel that. I feel like I do that a lot, but I've almost used my thoughts to my advantage, like to a tool, like as a tool, like to my advantage. It's like the best of my ability. I'm not perfect with it, but I just think that me thinking a lot makes me present. Like when I shut off, I feel like my mind is somewhere else. That's where I'm not controlling my thoughts at all, where it's almost in that like meditative state when like you're not actually meditating, like when you are stuck in a scroll, right? Or you are super locked into a movie where you're just like in the zone, right? A flow state, but it could be good, could be bad, whatever. But like my mind doesn't stop ever. And I'm always thinking, like, I don't go to bed till fucking 2 a.m. every day because I can't stop thinking. But it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking bad thoughts. I'm not thinking negative shit.
But what if you were to be thinking bad thoughts?
If I were to be thinking bad thoughts, what?
Because that's what I felt has happened to a lot of people, is it starts with a bad thought, and then they continue to think those bad thoughts, and then now they get in a bad mood. And then if you're in a bad mood for long enough, now you have a bad temper. You're in a bad temperament, and then you do that for long enough, and now you're in a depression. And then all of a sudden, bro, like 20 years go by, and you literally thought the same, had the same life forever.
That's on you. That's on you.
Right.
Bro, you have every fucking choice to control your thoughts. You can control your thoughts. If you don't have something, actually wrong with your brain, like a fucking something scientifically, chemically imbalanced in your brain, and you are perfectly healthy, you can control your thoughts. You have to get up and go and do something about your life. You have to control the narrative of your life. And I get it. Some people can't do that, but that's nobody else's fault. Like you're choosing that daily. You're choosing to think those bad thoughts. I've said it before. You've said it before. Our brains, right? They have to be like a slideshow. As soon as a fucking bad slide comes up, you hit next slide. Mm-hmm. Right? Or like, you can look at good or bad in any situation. Of course, I have negative thoughts all the time. Am I pissed off? Am I sad? Am I upset? Do I think about, an ex-girlfriend that like, damn, like what if that shit did go right? All day long, out of nowhere. Yeah. One little thing can bring up fucking a plethora of memories that you've been through and that can just spark something. The smallest thing, bro. A color on a shirt, a graphic on a fucking street sign, like anything can bring something up, and then that can determine your mood. Like the thought that comes up right there. But then you just have to be self-aware and conscious enough to be like, oh, that shit doesn't matter. Like, I'm not about to be in a bad mood because this reminded me of my ex and she broke my heart and now I'm going to be sad all day. No, I kind of just chuckle. Like, I laugh at it. Like, damn, like that made me think of her. That was funny. All right, back to what I'm doing. I think that's how you have to live your life. Like, when those bad thoughts do arrive, bro, you have to move past them. And it's up to you to figure that out, No therapist, no book, no fucking psychoanalysis is going to fucking make you do that. It's like you have to be tapped in enough with yourself and I guess have enough discipline, control to do that. But I think it's a lot easier for us to do that and sometimes harder because like we have something, right? Like there's something tangible that we're working towards and we almost know that like good or bad. Like I said, like jokingly, you were like, yo, I had a terrible week. And I'm like, fucking bad week is a good pod. Yeah. So it's like even those bad thoughts, we have somewhere to like, all right, well, I know I might go get some clips. I might fucking make a great podcast out of this. I might make my best piece of clothing. I might have the best YouTube idea, right? I might have like this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So like there's something there. I can see how people stay stuck in those thoughts when there's nothing to look forward to. Right. It's the same. Right? Every day is different. We just shot a podcast for fucking lawyers today. Yeah. And then Sunday I'm doing a pod, and then you're going to be doing something this week. And then next you're doing a pod Sunday, right? Or something like that. Yeah. Like there's always something that we're looking forward to. So it's easy for us to get out of our mind. But the person that has worked at the same job for 10 years, 9 to 5, they take the same fucking drive to their job. They listen to the same fucking radio host that's been on the radio for 10 years. They eat the same fucking lunch on every Tuesday, Yeah, when shit is going fucked up in your mind, yeah, it's easy to stay there because nothing is changing in your life. But like, we kind of live this kind of like, yeah, we do the same shit, but we also are just kind of like ripping, like, bro, like fucking we were with Bobby Shmurda last week, like you just did SneakerCon in Coney Island for the first time in 10 years. So I think it's easier for us and people that are in a position that they're working towards something. There's something like a light at the end of the tunnel that they need to get there to not stay stuck in those negative thoughts.
And so that's where like I want to break it apart just from. I feel lately a little bit more of a responsibility to help others. I don't know why. It's just something that I want to do. I want to do, man. I mean, like obviously we've spoke about it a ton. Like I said from the jump we started this pod, it was never about helping others. It's just about like talking to my boys, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It was too much responsibility. But like now, bro, I do want to help others, bro, and I want to. One of the reasons why I want to work so hard on myself is because I want to solve certain problems so I could help other people solve those problems. Because, bro, like I just don't believe that life is supposed to be this horrible thing. And, bro, like from the dawn of time, I mean, bro, like even watching Shogun, like, bro, the Buddhists believe life is suffering. Like how much weird rituals and things did the Buddhists have in Japanese culture have in that show? People would die over nothing for looking at someone the wrong way. So like I look at like human life and like how flawed it is, and I'm like, I just don't believe it has to be that way. And that's why the first place I'm starting with why is life the way it is the mind, because we all have a mind. Every single person has a mind. I think that's the interesting thing about culture is that, and the population and just people in general, is that bro, a lot of us aren't that different. Like, I feel like a lot of our minds work the same way. I mean, bro, I was watching Shogun, and like in the show, they had brothels in Japan. They didn't know Europe existed, but they had brothels in Japan, and then in Europe, they had brothels. So it's like I'm not saying that brothels are the cornerstone of like similar thinking, but I'm just saying like there's so many thoughts that are between different cultures that are different, and there's so many thoughts that are similar. But I think it's very interesting to think about the nature of the mind. And I go off on this like big crazy tangent just to say, like, for the people that do get stuck, I think it's very important to realize, like, bro, you don't have to think the same thoughts all day. Like, I think there comes a point and comes a time where you realize that, like, one, I think we have to wake up. Like, a lot of people say, like, the spiritual, like, they woke up. And to me, what I think that means is you realize that you don't have to be the same person anymore. And the same person thinks the same thoughts and does the same actions. And one of the reasons why so many of us say, you know, wake up and tomorrow's going to be the day. It doesn't happen. The next day is going to be the day. It doesn't happen. Next day. Because, bro, it's not even really about action, in my opinion. I really do believe it has to start with thoughts. Because thoughts are the first step to anything. Any creation, anything in this room, any company you could think of, any idea, YouTube channel, art, it all starts in the mind first. It's the first step. So that's why, like, for me, I just wanted to, like, speak about thoughts on this podcast, because I think it's such an amazing place. I think it's such a necessary place to start if you want to change who you are, because it's the foundation. You could change your actions, and you can change your environment, and you can change a whole ton of shit. But if you don't change your thoughts, I don't think it's going to last.
Yeah.
Because that's the other problem. Is like, you said it last episode. Bro, one of the other problems in American society is that we're all chasing money. And we're taught that money makes you feel good. And money, and what is feeling good? What do you think feeling good is? What is feeling good? What even is that? When's the last time you felt good?
I don't know. I was thinking about what you were saying. I think it's, for somebody like me, bro, what I fucking do for a living, it's almost impossible to be present all the time, because I have to live so far in the future as far as like how long it takes to make clothes and shit. So it's like a little bit of a different thought process for me. But I think that it's very, very important to have these, like, quote unquote flow states in your life, even if they're really, really random and weird. Like you ever drive for a long time and you don't remember the drive?
Yes.
You know, and you listen to music or you listen to a pod. There's science behind that. It's called something. I don't know what it is. That's kind of like a flow state for me sometimes. When I'm driving and listening to music, I'm not thinking about anything else. Working in the restaurant used to be a flow state.
Right.
You know, when you're in the weeds, bro, you know, you heard it a million times. So I think it's really important to have those flow states. I think it's, for me personally, especially with like OCD, I'm way more comfortable in my life when I have like a TV show that I'm watching for the first time, or if a show that I'm watching and there's a new season or a new episode where I know that I can sit down on my couch, put my phone down, and only focus on that. I think those are so important. But I also think that the negative thoughts that you have, they're important too, because you don't know what's positive without the negative. And it's hard to snap out of those things. It was a good analogy that you used when you were folding clothes. I don't look at it like folding clothes. I look at it like washing dishes. Sometimes I just don't want to wash the dishes. But I go, Alexa, put on my favorite playlist, and I wash the dishes for 20 minutes. And then I realize 20 minutes just went by, and I didn't think about anything negative that was going on in my life.
Right.
That doesn't mean that shit doesn't exist. That just means, so like, for those 20, and it's bittersweet because it always ends and you always snap back into it. I'm like, oh shit, tomorrow I got to do this, or this was wrong, or whatever the case may be.
I want to
you know
stop you really quick. It's not that negative things don't exist in your life. Negative things exist in all of our lives. But the degree to how much we torture ourselves over those negative things is insane.
Yes.
Meaning, bro, a lot of the time, like how much of us torture ourselves over shame and guilt. And the crazy thing about shame and guilt is that you can't do anything about shame and guilt. How many of us relive the breakup, the death?
Yeah.
Did we say something wrong? And like that's what I'm trying to say to you is that negative things do happen, but we do such a bad job as human beings by carrying negative things with us. When in reality, bro, like majority of your day, like for as negative as I am, I would say I am probably negative 80% of the day. But bro, negative things don't happen to me 80% of the day. A negative thing might happen to me once a day, if that. But I live my life in the state of negativity because I'm torturing myself with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
But
But
the
I
same
also
shit over and over
I
again.
think it's different though with the negative. Like depends on what the thing is that is causing some type of negative mindset. So that's what I think. Like the paradox is between those, where it's like there's some things that no matter what you do, you can't stop thinking about them, right? Like when you first get your heart broken, right, and you finally can go to sleep, and it feels like it's the only time you're at peace. As soon as you wake up, there's like a little period, right, where you almost forget that you just got your heart broken.
Yeah.
You check your phone, maybe you take your fucking morning piss, and then you're like, reality sets in. You're
Boom.
like, oh,
because
fuck.
in those moments you were present, but then reality setting in is just the thoughts are coming back.
Yeah, but you can't, like the way that heartbreak or that thing that happened to you makes you feel physically. I don't think you can run away from that or stop that feeling. It's gonna be there.
What if you could tune to a different channel?
I think time does that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I just think time will do that.
Right.
You know, that's the only time that you can tune. You can start playing with the channels, right? Like the first couple weeks, and then as 3 weeks, a month goes by, then you can really start getting and seeing what channels there are.
Mm-hmm.
But that first day, bro, that fucking knob is broken.
Right.
And you turn and it's static.
Yeah.
And the only sound you can hear is right back to that station that you were physically at right there.
And I completely agree with you, but I think that's why we're so fucked up is because traumatic things happen, bro. And you're right. Like grief is a real thing and grief has to run its course.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about grief is that, bro, the only thing that helps grief is time. Like at a certain point, if time didn't help, now we have to do other things. But that's what I'm saying is, bro, like we're so micro traumatized because, bro, something traumatizing doesn't happen to you only once. People die. You can get into 10 relationships by the time you're 30 years old, serious relationships. It all didn't work out. Bad things happen. Traumatizing things happen all the time. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not making a point that if something bad happens to you, you don't grieve. I'm not making a point where if something bad happens to you, you're not going to think negative thoughts. Of course you are. But I'm saying what happens when the dust settles and you realize that you're now a negative person? Because maybe it's not so much that bro, here's the thing. It's not that there's two different types of pain. Same thing with physical pain. There's acute pain, which is like, I just broke my leg, I'm going to feel horrible. Or I just got broken up with, I'm going to feel horrible. Or something like sciatica that stays with you, or something like that's the argument that I'm making is
arthritis,
that
something that prolongs. Yeah,
something that's prolonged. But that's what I'm saying is, bro, like how much chronic emotional pain is there where maybe it's not as bad and you're not going to bed crying about it and you're not having panic attacks, but like it's always in the back of your mind. And that's what I'm saying about like some of these emotional and mental pain is like a lot of times we think we let things go because we're not thinking about those specific things. But I think that if enough of those things happen to you and you're not a master of your own mind and you're not auditing what you're thinking and you're not tuning to different channels, you're always going to be mildly negative. It's like the best definition or the best thing that I've ever heard about like the American, like, or just the way that people live lives is we live life with this undertone of like a silent dread. Like it's never. I just asked him, when's the last time you felt good? He said, I don't know.
I don't.
That's insane. And bro, I can say it. Like bro, I had a moment where I looked up. I was at a job and it was on the water, and I looked up, bro, at the water because the water like just does it for me. And I almost cried because I was just like, when's the last time I truly didn't give a fuck about anything? Like, I spend majority of my days and my life giving a fuck what other people think, how I'm showing up, who I am. But that's what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you don't need to think. But what I am saying is, at what point are you going to stop torturing yourself and start living life again? Because again, like I said before, bro, I think majority of people aren't actually in life. We aren't actually living life. Majority of people are stuck in their heads and they're never actually present. They're always just dealing with the same negative thoughts and the same negative emotions, which produce the same negative life. And at some point, like, when is it going to end?
I think that's like the trade-off of working like a 9 to 5. I know, like, we sit here and like, oh, yo, sometimes I wish I just lived a normal life, bro.
Right.
All the time.
Because you're too much with yourself all the time.
I gotta worry about what other people think. I gotta worry about if they're gonna buy this. I gotta worry if they like this. I gotta worry if this comes out right. If this is gonna sell, bro. Sometimes I wish I took that fucking construction job. I swear to God. It was like, and I'm only feeling like this is just one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, bro, I wish I didn't fuck. Like, yo, sometimes a monotonous life sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, and then the flip side of it is what you just said. Yo, we always get to look forward to something. And the moment I have nothing to look forward to is the day that I'm like, yo, fuck, I really wish I worked a regular job. We haven't got there yet, and I'm sure, because I also know that if I was to go and work a fucking monotonous 9 to 5 job, it would be on the flip side. It would be like, fuck, I wish I was able to go back and do anything that I fucking wanted every day. So it's just like, there's always going to be fucking problems. Just pick and choose what your problems are and which ones you're going to deal with and which ones you're going to complain about. And that's why I think those flow states are so important. But I think the people that work just these regular city jobs, like, sometimes I'm like, fuck, I wish I was a cop or a firefighter or some shit where I'm sure they obviously have problems, but it's like this, it's just different. I'm not saying life is easy. It's not. It's probably very difficult, but a different type of difficult. You know what I mean?
There's a level of stability and comfort.
Yeah, bro. It's just like he said to start the shit off. I don't have a middle ground. I have an up and I have a down. That's it. It's where we're at. It is what it is. I don't think it's ever gonna change. I just hope that at some point, and the downs help you show what's up. But like, I hope it's like, hopefully at some point you're like, yo, fuck, finally I've been up for so long. But a lot of the times, working your way to get to that up position is like you feeling, fuck, when is this shit gonna fucking be over with, the negative, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a lot. Yeah,
I mean for one, I definitely enjoy the no middle ground though. I don't know, I think that makes life fun, bro. It makes you feel the emotions. Yeah. You know, it makes you be present. I think that feeling the emotions and having no middle ground, feeling super high, feeling super low, that's when you are present, because you can actually feel the emotion. You actually understand what you're feeling. When you're just living that coasting fucking middle ground life, doing nothing exciting, nothing too scary, no risk, nothing that harm, you don't feel anything. That's how you can get lost in those thoughts, and that's how those regular thoughts can become bad. It doesn't even have to be a bad thought. That's what I was going to say to you. Like, why do even all these things like have to be traumatic that we carry with us? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does I don't know if like the losing someone, the getting broken up with, the whatever, the traumatic thing that happened to you that caused grief for a period of time in your life. Now, as you're removed from it, it's always still going to be in the back of your mind. But why does it have to be a bad thing? I feel like it can also be like used as a tool.
Because you're just in this room doing a podcast. Why am I thinking about that right now? I'm thinking about it
because
literally.
that's you. That's you. That's part of you. That's in your story. It's etched in your history forever. It's not going to go anywhere. If you're fucking my
But
mom
I'm folding clothes, bro. What is like? Why do I have to? Like that's
what are
what
you
I'm
thinking
saying.
about when you're folding clothes?
Why do you even have to think about anything other than just enjoy the act of folding
Because
clothes?
you're a human being.
But that's what I'm saying is I think that's the sickness.
I don't think that's a sickness.
Is the compulsive thoughts.
I don't think that's a sickness, bro. I don't think that's a sickness. I don't think that you should sit there and be like, wow, this is cotton.
Those are thoughts. I'm not saying,
it's
wow, this is
impossible to
cotton.
not
I'm just
think,
saying,
though.
I'm saying, bro, this is the argument that I'm making.
Yeah, but you're saying appreciate the presence, right? So I'm feeling the material, right? So I'm understanding it's a cotton or a satin or a silk, right? I don't have to think that. I'm just a human. I can feel the material, right? Because I'm being present. Or I can feel the warmth from the dryer because I just took the clothes out the dryer. I don't think there's anything wrong that if you're thinking in that moment. We're humans, bro. We're designed to do that. This is the most powerful thing in the fucking universe. More powerful than AI, more powerful than computers.
But
and
I'm saying to
technology.
use it as a tool. I'm saying the moment it's compulsive, it's like there's a computer program going on. Of course, the mind is amazing, but I realized what is feeling good. Feeling good is being present. And the reason why I hate my fucking life is because I always wish I was somewhere else. I never wish I'm here. Unless we're doing a pod with Bobby Shmurda or unless the money hits the bank account. Bro, I'm always wishing I'm somewhere else. So I'm not saying that you have to you have to make folding clothes the most enjoyable thing ever. But what I am saying is that folding clothes can be, bro, when you're present, it can be an amazing experience, just being present.
Not with the way that us three in this room want what we want from our life. Folding clothes will never be fucking cool.
But bro, kids, I'm looking at kids. Kids
We're
don't
not
want
kids. They haven't experienced life. They're not living with their parents and they're not struggling to make money. They're not sitting there trying to figure out how the fuck are we going to make this shit work with our life? How the fuck am I going to turn that into a Rolex? How am I going to turn that into this, right? How am I going to find the woman of my dreams? How am I going to live the life that I want to live?
What if that's the sickness? Worry. Those things will work out independently. If I'm not saying to not show up, I'm not saying to not podcast, but I'm just saying what if you're busy, dude, we can do it all day long. I'm worried about I'm not, and maybe it's not worry, but it's like how, and you're doing that all day long, and a lot of times answers have to present themselves. So
you don't think that pushes you?
I don't think that if I'm folding clothes, if I'm worried about the success of my podcast, it's going to do anything rather than showing up, feeling present, folding the clothes, enjoying my time, and then bro, out of emptiness arises creativity. I think once you're fully empty, once you empty your cup, good things pour in. And that's the creativity that you need. Everyone's different. And maybe, bro, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying for me personally, I just realized, bro, that I got to a place where I was just being negative all day long. So that's why I'm in an aggressive position on the side of fuck thoughts. Because, bro, I've just seen the impact of negative thoughts. And what I've also seen is that, bro, they go with you everywhere. And bro, there's the amount of times I'm in the bathroom or folding clothes or doing dishes, and the only thing I want to do is just be in that moment. But what I'm focused on is what's missing in my life. You know?
Yeah, I think it stems from gratitude, right? It stems from what Toro said, some sense of entitlement, right? That we always want these things, and it's the how do I get there? How do I get there, right? But I haven't been in a negative mindset really. I'll complain, of course. I shoot the shit. I talk shit, whatever. Yeah. It's just kind of what we do, for fun, whatever. But I'm in a pretty good mindset. I've been literally saying that to myself, while I'm by myself. I'm like, bro, I feel good. Like, I feel okay right now, you know? So, like, that's why I'm looking at it from a different lens where I'm like, you know, these thoughts, they're, like, making me want to do more. Like, I'm up at 2 a.m., like, I'm not fucking twiddling my thumbs. Like, bro, I'm sitting there last night. I'm texting you, fucking, bro, Hamza and Chris Williamson, bro. And, like, I'm fucking sitting there learning, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, I feel so hungry right now to, like, get what I want because it's been so long of not having what I want, and I'm sick of feeling that way, where I know a negative mindset is not going to get me anywhere closer to that. So I have to feel good. I have to try to be positive. I have to try to be ambitious if I want to get to the life that I actually want to live. Because I'm sick of being negative. Because negative gets you nowhere. Negative makes you, you know, not confident. It makes you not ambitious. It makes you unmotivated. It makes people not want to be around you, right? And it gets you farther and farther away from your fucking dream. And like, I'm so sick of living like that, bro. I've lived in a negative mindset for the last 3 or 4 years. Everything has been a little bit up and then mostly down, and then a little bit up and mostly down. And I'm sick of it, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm choosing to live my life in a positive mindset because I have to live that way because that's the only way I'm going to attract positive things. I was going to say to you, and I'll finish because I want to hear John's perspective, but I had this thought about you the other day. Crazy, like, and I could be way off. You know how, like, you get in your own head a lot. You overthink a lot, right? It's very easy for you to become negative.
Of course.
Now, do you think, or like certain things for you, like, have to be a certain way, or you're not feeling good, right? Like I'm using this, like, gym, you know, sauna, morning routine, like all these, like, you have these, like, parts of your day that, like, have to go a certain way, and if they don't, like, you're thrown off a little bit.
Agree.
It might not throw off your whole day.
I'm the first one to say it.
Yeah,
I agree.
But, like, do you think you've conditioned yourself, or do you think people, because I'm sure other people have this as well, right? Like, if they don't do that one thing that they're so, like, I know this makes me feel good, right? But if I don't do this one thing, do I have to feel bad?
I think that personal development for me and for everyone else got toxic. I think that personal development can be a very, very toxic thing.
Yes.
Because, bro, the only thing that you have to do to feel good in life is feel present. That's the only thing you have to do. But, bro, we get in this culture where, like, we confuse knowledge with wisdom. Bro, you could read one book. All of the spiritual and the personal development books say the exact same thing. Yeah. We could turn it off right there. But that's the thing, is that we read the book and we feel amazing. A lot of times, bro, the best anyone ever feels is their first, like, personal development book, their first month doing it, because they got it. Just be present. Don't be in your head, you know, like the whole develop your purpose, develop goals, stop giving attention to negative people. In every single book it says the same thing, but you know what we do? We stop acting from that place, bro. We keep reading books, we go to seminars, we do this, we do that, and that's what I did, bro. I think that it's actually so simple. So I agree with you. I'm fucked. Like, I conditioned myself to believe that personal development has to be this how would you say, not a way of life. It's like this course, this, like, program, but really, bro, it's just a way of life, and all it really is just being present.
Yeah.
So, like, bro, there's so many things where I think I went wrong, and I think a lot of people go wrong. It's like, bro, and I think that's the other.
Well, it's funny because you guys are, like, polar opposites.
Yeah.
Polar opposites. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With that, I think with that aspect.
I mean, I think if you're not where you want to be in life, it's impossible to be present. It's because sometimes I think it's even worse. Sometimes I think, like, okay, it's just not where you want to be in life, and then you're in one of those flow states, like driving or fucking washing the dishes or folding clothes or watching TV or watching movies, and sure, that flow state takes you away from your thoughts, but, like, sometimes those thoughts come back and hit even harder because you're like, wow, I just had a great hour and a half, that movie was fucking great, and then, like you're saying, those subconscious thoughts just kind of come back and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. But
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that movie didn't matter because the problems are still the same fucking problems. So just because you and I get it for sure. I tell people all the time that they need to live in the moment. In certain instances, like here, for instance, I had a bad week or a bad day. I could bring that in here to talk about it, but I can't bring that in here and dampen it. You know what I mean? But this is a flow state. But like walking out of here and then get in the car and be like, oh wow, that was great, and then oh shit, but X, Y, and Z is still wrong. It kind of hits you, even pretending like nothing's wrong doesn't mean nothing's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you could sugarcoat it and live in this present moment all you want. Like if you're at dinner with your friends, I mean, you could apply it to anything. You know, it's like being out. And like my boy would do it all the time when I'm in a really bad spot, but I'll make sure that I leave the house and I'll go out with them and I'll sit in the corner at the club, at the table, or at the bar, and they'd be like, yo, but you're here just like trying to enjoy the few hours. You could go be miserable later. Like you're gonna still think about it later regardless. So like don't think about it now. Like you're gonna think about it later. It's not gonna change anything. So in that sense, I get it. I do kind of fall in the middle, but like being present and living in the moment is also in a way bittersweet because you're pretending like everything's all right. Like hopefully everything is all right, but like with most people, not everything's okay, right? And like pretending like everything is okay or trying to forget about the things that are going wrong doesn't mean that they don't exist. Yeah. You still need to attack that shit full force. There's a non-toxic way to do that, but it's not easy. And like you said, we're all human being at the end of the day. So I'm always going to be thinking about something. I remember reading something somewhere that said like, it was a crazy stat. I don't know the number, but like that not everybody has that voice in their head.
That's a lie.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? So there's people that are out there that don't hear themselves think. What? Nah, there's no way. I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe it. Like, that's insane. Like, because I'm thinking at a rapid pace or unless I'm in the minority and I'm the one that's crazy, which is also possible.
I don't think you would be in the minority in that say, but I think there is a world where there are those like NPC people like that are in the world like that you run into sometimes and you're like, how is this even a person?
Like it doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like how is this? Like how are you like that? You know? Or
no,
like,
it's like respectfully, how are you brain dead? It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. You don't think about anything. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like let me get whatever you're smoking, bro.
Right.
Whatever the fuck you're doing, let me get some of it.
Bro, this is again like why I'm taking such a passionate stance tonight on this podcast is because, bro, I just realized that like, yo, bro, I'm so down on thinking right now. Like I almost wish I couldn't think. Like but that's the fucked up part is that like, bro, thoughts are just a part of being a human being, but like my thoughts is what. That's why I don't like being a human being sometimes, is because of my thoughts. Yeah. Without those things, bro, everything is fine. I imagine being an animal where, like, bro, like, another animal can die in front of your face and it's, like, all good.
So what would make you feel good?
Being present.
Yeah, but I almost don't believe that.
Well, explain.
Like, I think that sounds good for like the stance you're taking on this episode, and that might be your mindset right now. Right. But I don't think so. I don't think you'd be totally okay with continuing to live this life for the next 4 years, but you're present. I don't think so. I think there does come a sense of materialism and money and the life that you want to live because you worked your ass off for it to get that type of presence. Because I think you'd much rather enjoy presence in Miami or LA, driving the car you want with, you know, being with your girl, fucking potentially starting a family in the next couple of years, getting the house, fucking growing this podcast, growing that YouTube. I think that would make you feel good being present in those moments. I think presence sucks right now because we hate our reality. That's why people aren't present, because they hate their fucking reality and they try to avoid the present moment as much as they can because it makes them fucking negative. So if you are actually living a luxurious life, a life that makes you feel good, you don't think you'd be a lot more present? Of course you would be more present. Of course, if you had the things, you had the girl, you had the family, you had the house, you had the money, you could set your family up, you could do all these things that you dreamed of as a little kid, right? I think you'd be a lot more present for those things instead of living your monotonous, shitty life where you don't like it, you hate your reality. Every single day you wake up and you wish you had more. Of course you're not going to be present. Of course you're going to be thinking about the next thing because that's where you want to be. And then when you are there, I guarantee you will be more present. Is there going to be moments where you aren't present because that life is going to get a little... you're going to get used to it once it's there, right? After a few years go by, it becomes a norm. Absolutely. But I'd much rather try to figure out problems then than right now of my presence.
Yeah, for sure. And we say that now.
You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that though? Like, don't you think you'd be more present if you could just create every day YouTube and not have to worry about bread? And you had your own spot and you don't have to worry about the bullshit? You know what I'm saying? I know you enough, bro. Like I spent the last 4 years every fucking day with you. When you're up, right? Like, and you're feeling good, money's good, fucking content's good, everything's good, bro. You're present and you're locked in and you're fun to be around and you're a great guy and people love you. But when you're not in that state, you're where you're at right now, or how you have been feeling. Because we hate our current reality. That's what it is. We hate our current reality. And that's stupid to say because in the grand scheme of things, life, all over the world, we are blessed, right? We have $30,000 worth of equipment right here. We do that. You know, I remember I said it to you one time, like, bro, there's fucking 7 million kids that don't even have clean water.
Yeah.
And you were like, fuck that, you know, and maybe you have a different stance on that now. But I remember this was like 2 years ago I said that. Gary Vee talked about that because he was like, bro, stop complaining, you know, the whole thing. So it's easy for us to complain because like, but this is the life that we've known. We grew up this way. So it's hard for us to feel for like, what's going on in the Middle East right now and the shit that those kids are going through, or, you know, some of the stories Gashi told, right? Or the kids, you know, in Africa with no water, whatever, you know? So it's easy for us to complain, right? And not have gratitude for all the shit that we have and how blessed we actually are, and for the health and our family and our friends. Because there is so much to be grateful for and be present for. Right, so I get where you're coming from because it's like, why can't we even be present for the good things in our life, for the things that we do enjoy, for the moments? Why can't we appreciate those moments, right? And I struggle with that too. So I totally get that. But I just think if we really did have a sliver of the life that we envision, just a little bit of it, I think it would be much easier for us and everyone else if they really had just the essentials of what makes them personally feel good. I think they could be a lot more present for those things.
Let's not get it twisted, though. If we get everything that we want, somehow, some way, we're still going to have some sort of problems. Let's not forget that.
No, I know the problems ain't going anywhere.
Anywhere.
But I'd much
Always
rather
gonna
have
move the
problems
goalpost.
with money than without.
For sure.
Hamza said that shit
I agree.
on the Chris Williamson pod. He goes, you know, everyone's like, oh, money doesn't buy a hat. He was like, bro, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Because he's like, because I was poor for a while, and now I have money. He goes, life is a lot better with money.
For sure.
He goes, life is a lot better for your family. Or you know,
100%.
Life is a lot better to have problems when you have money. Because guess
100%.
what? Money solves a lot of problems too.
Yep.
So, I mean, I totally get that.
No, you're
I know
right.
the problems ain't going away. I know our thoughts ain't going away. But I think we haven't had a very enjoyable life these last 4 years.
Nope.
So I think it is very easy for us to never be present because shit has kind of sucked. It's definitely been 75% bad, 25% good, and that's probably being generous.
So,
Can I see some of that?
of course, I want you to know that I agree with you as far as like the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Bro, I hate my fucking lifestyle.
I know.
I really do. Like, I really like despise it. Like, this is not what I want to do in the slightest bit. Like, it feels, bro, the best way I could kind of explain it is just like, it feels like I can't even be myself. It would be like playing in the NFL without pads and cleats. You know, it's just like, I'm not set up to be myself. I can't, or it's like having the skill set of being in the NFL, but not being able to play in the league and then, you know, doing something else, whatever. So I agree with you, bro. But like, here's the thing. I think that things don't happen by mistake. I'm very tapped into these days, bro. Everything happens for a reason. And I'll tell you this much. Bro, I want to frame why I've said all the things that I said on tonight's podcast with like, bro, I had 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 really bad months. And it was a real shock because last year was really good for me. And I don't know what happened. I didn't feel that I did anything differently. It just like, bro, the bad feelings, the bad life just like kind of hit. Like we've interviewed a ton of people. We've asked people about success. And bro, you come to realize like a lot of this shit is just complete chance. There's no sauce, bro. Like there's like a lot of this shit is just like real complete. Like, bro, you're going to get it when God's ready to give it to you.
And luck.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, when the fuck is God gonna fucking give it?
Well, bro, here's what I'm saying to you. Because I know, bro, I could sense it.
It's hard, bro. I've been doing this shit for 10 years, mind you.
Well,
Feel
bro.
me? Like,
right.
Come on. You know, it's up to, I'm not saying it's the right mindset to curse him. But like, I'm not gonna say I don't, because I do. For sure.
And
what do you think gets you there, though? Like, over the hump?
I don't have an
But I'm
answer.
saying, like, what are you looking for to happen? Like, what do you think as a like? I don't understand clothes. You know, like what has to happen? Does the right celebrity have to wear it?
There's no
Does
sauce.
it have to get?
Yeah, there's no sauce, bro. Yeah, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. Sneaker Con showed me the importance of the in-person interaction, which is also important. So, like a retail store. Getting more wholesale accounts. It really comes down to just like making more money, unfortunately, which I hate because I was never a businessman, and I don't have the answer. You know, I don't have the answer. The answer is to hopefully, like you said, make more money. I'd rather have problems with money than without it.
Yo, but hold up, bro. And this is where I was agreeing, but I want to fucking come back. I want to caveat it real quick. Yo, bro, I think money will solve things.
Yeah.
I do believe money will solve things. But bro, I've been broke forever. I'm broke forever.
Bro, I've been really broke before. I know exactly what it feels like to be negative, debt, credit cards, this, not knowing where your next meal is coming from. Like,
Yeah.
I do a good job at like on social media not looking like that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, I'm just wondering, like, bro, if you can, if you can be happy with nothing when you got it, oh my God.
That's a good point.
Who's happy with nothing?
People who live
Bro,
in the middle of nowhere
kids.
and have nothing.
Kids.
I understand your stance with that because I know kids is your answer a lot for that, but like, bro, they haven't experienced life yet. I see both sides. I get it. They just have this just abundant mindset and nothing matters and they're so present and they're so joyous. I get that. I trust me, I see it. But also, they have not experienced life to understand what life really is. So yes, of course, nothing matters. We are human beings at the end of the day, bro.
The only thing that happened to us was just the want of the desire for money and responsibilities.
It's not.
It was
not.
What happens from
every little
you're
thing.
Happy at 17 and then you're unhappy at 22.
No. All the little shit that happened to you that you don't think affected you. It affects you. Your heartbreak in 11th grade when you got cheated on. Yeah, you might not think about it, but that shaped you into this. It fucked up your mindset. My mom dying at fucking 12 years old, although I don't think, it doesn't fucking destroy me every single day. It's still, it's there. It shaped me is what I'm saying. So these life experiences that happened when we were a kid, when we were 15, 16, 17, 18, right? Now we're 10 years later, 27, 28, 30 years old. Like, bro, we subconsciously don't see it, right? But it's shaped us, whether we like it or not, because we're human beings. It's conditioned us in a way that we can't change because that's what it was. Like it went through it, right? Like it went through a certain stage, bro, and it morphed. Like there was a game that I used to play called Spawn. Spore, right? It was you start off as this little one cell amoeba. It was a computer game, bro. I used to play with my fucking dad when I was 8 years old, right? You start off as one cell amoeba and you have to go through certain phases, right? You eat other fish, whatever, and you grow, right? You grow and you get different abilities and all this shit. Long story short, whatever. You finally make it to land, and then you start a tribe, and then a family, and then you take over, and then you go to space, whatever. But then at the end of the game, it shows you every fucking step, like the smallest little thing you added, whether it was a fin while you were a fish or a third eye, you could create whatever you wanted, right? But like it showed you the entire way, and like that's what shaped you. And you can't change it because at one point that's what happened to you. Right? Maybe you died on a certain level, whatever. But like that's what I think. Like that kid thing. Like even though like once you become kid, right? But then you become like a little more present as we become a little bit older. Those experiences, those heartbreaks, the fucking math teacher shitting on you in 8th grade, the fucking, getting picked on in high school, and now you're a fucking 6'2", whatever it is, bro. Like that doesn't leave you. I don't think that can leave you. I don't think it can. Maybe it can, but I don't know. Those people to me, like especially the ones on social media, like the motherfuckers, like these like super spiritual guru guys, right? That I don't touch alcohol. I don't do this. I don't do, all these guys, right? To me, I'm like, bro, you're fucking unhappy. You're sitting in your thoughts all day and you have to fucking put this persona on social media to make yourself feel better. That's how I take it. And maybe I'm totally off. I don't know. Maybe the guy's fucking ecstatic and he loves his life. I don't think so. The people that, that try to erase, that's not me anymore. No, that's all the shit you've been through, all the shit I've been through, all the shit John been through, bro. That's why we are the way we are. And can we change that? I do think we can change parts of it. I think we can use it to our advantage. I think we can, shift the narrative of it. But we'll never forget that, bro. This shit's a computer. Just like you type in something on the internet and then you hit clear history, that shit's there forever. And this is way more fucking powerful than a Microsoft or a Mac. That shit's not going anywhere. Even though you don't think about it, it's there, bro. It's shaped it's in our DNA. Our experiences are our DNA. I truthfully think. So I think that's why it's so hard to not love the life that you have right now, or be present, or when where kids are happy, like there's all these things. But I just think like, bro, like you lived it. You saw it with your eyes and you were present in that moment enough to think about it 10 years later. So how do you think 10 years from now you're not going to forget? It shaped you. And some things shape you to your advantage, right? But some things you do carry that trauma with you and it does fuck with you. And you do have to work on it to be able to not let it affect you negatively. But I don't think you'll ever forget.
Bro, it's not about, but that's kind of what I'm trying to say to you, is that it's not about forgetting. It's just about like not doing it every day. Cause like I'm just folding clothes. Like that's kind of what I'm just trying to get at, is like I'm not coming at it from a place of like, bro, don't forget you if you like you. If that's like someone that you like, but that's like a whole another argument over there, is like, maybe you don't like who you are. And a lot of the times, like, you didn't really have a say in the matter. Like, things were chosen for you. Our name is chosen for us. Like, we don't really have a lot of, like, I do believe even in, like, the worst. Like, what I'm just saying is, like, bro, where is the control? And where is and obviously there's an acceptance, like, the devil's advocate is, like, there's accepting of, like, what happens to you, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, bro, like, I've just lived with a problematic mind, bro. I lived with a real.
There's also a subconscious though. Also, at the end of the day.
Well, bro, that's I want to get into that. I want to get into that a little bit of like reshaping that subconscious mind, because, bro, if the subconscious mind is negative and if your conscious mind is positive, then there's nothing you could. You're always going to be negative, bro, because like what's inside of you is so strong, and that's the reason why I'm speaking about being present, is because I think that's the tool to actually change who you are, so that if you do want to fucking get those 22-inch biceps, or if you do want to get money in your pocket, or if you do want to attract the girl of your dreams, you can actually do it, because I think the only way to do it is here and now. So like so,
are you doing everything right now to, like, do you think you're living your day-to-day life to a level to have that type of presence? Like, do you think the things that, like the way you're living your life, maybe habits, whatever, do you think that's helping or hurting presence?
I believe that the past 5 days of my life have been very good for presence because I've been making it a point to be present in majority of my interactions. And I think that is what it takes to become present. Is it's not easy, and it's literally like a TV switch, bro. Like, I'm realizing we have a lot of unconscious behaviors, like things we just do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at, is I realize a lot of our unconscious behaviors are extremely negative, bro.
Yeah.
And there are just times where if you do the same negative thing over and over and over again, you're going to keep feeling the same way. I agree with you, bro. I'm going to feel amazing when I have more money and we have better podcast guests and we have the freedom to travel and do things that we want. That's going to feel great. But bro, what I'm kind of realizing about feeling great is that, like, I didn't always have that to feel great. I felt great a lot. And it wasn't because we never even had a big podcast guest. We haven't had one, So it's like, I get it. We've had like micro big people, but like, bro, like the podcast and the YouTube. I mean, bro, like if external things were the source of my happiness, I would be ecstatic because I have 200,000 Instagram followers. So then if we want to break it apart even further and go, okay, well then status doesn't matter at all. Money matters. I would say I don't have the complete answer to that, but I'm likely to believe that it doesn't. It's not going to bring you happiness because you're there. Like, my base programming, my default programming is fear. So even when I'm making money, I know myself. My thoughts are going to be, when's it going to stop? Or like, it's going to be so like, I hope this doesn't stop. So let me just go super hard so that it doesn't stop. But like what I've seen about going stupid, bro, like that's like one of the biggest misconceptions that I've seen is that when you go really hard at something, it doesn't work. It's a very weird thing because there's like everything in life has a motivation. So when you go really hard at something, but the first thought, the motivation behind it is fear. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to go really hard because I fear what would happen if it doesn't work out. It's not going to work out because that was the energy that you brought to it. Mm-hmm. But if you go at something, I'm going to go really hard at this because I love my life and I love everything that I'm doing and this is what makes me happy. That's what you're going to do. And I think that's what's so hard about our positions is like results matter to us. We need results because, bro, we can't afford to go 4 months on a passion project and not make bread. But that's what I'm trying to get at on tonight's podcast is how the fuck can we be happy if things didn't work out? How can we be happy if things didn't work out? Why do things working out have to make us happy? Our podcast is called the Journey Podcast. The journey doesn't make me happy, bro. I'm negative in my bank account every month for the past 5 years. That's the journey. That doesn't make me happy. We should change the name of our podcast to The Result. If that's what makes us fucking happy. Because we've shot 150 episodes in this chair. Sitting across, staring at each other. An hour of this podcast just now. The microphone broke. This broke. We moved the broken couch out of here. None of that shit made us happy. And that's why I'm trying to... Bro, I'm not getting into this argument of being present for the sake of like being crazy. I know what it sounds like. It sounds a little weird. I'm trying to solve the problem for us so that we can just live a life that we actually want to live. I don't like this life, bro, the way it is. I know you don't.
Well, how present are you guys right now, this past hour and 5 minutes?
As present as it gets.
I've been dozing off. Not as present as it gets.
Well, because you're tired. You're tired.
No, it's not even
bro,
that.
this is the thing that does it for us.
But that's what I'm saying. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
I think if you're present fucking 24/7, you might go, I don't know. You might go insane. You know?
I agree.
Like there has to be times to fuck off and maybe scroll your phone a little bit or watch the movie.
Yeah, balance.
You know, there has to be a balance, I think, there, you know? But I think there are slotted times like this 3 hours, I don't know, from the time me and John got here, from the time you came and we're just bro, I didn't look at my phone once.
Yeah.
I wasn't on my phone at all.
Yeah.
I was we're talking shit, we're fucking joking each other, we're fucking talking shit, you're grabbing your fucking dad's gun, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we're present. That was presence. Of course. That was presence.
And I want more of that, bro.
It didn't involve money. It didn't involve cars, Rolexes, women, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just present. The boys together. We're about to shoot a pod, right? All three of us are trying to fix the fucking mic stand. John's holding the legs. Jake's holding the arm, you know? But that was presence.
That was dope.
You know, but like, yeah, looking back, but like in the moment, we weren't thinking this is presence.
Right.
I wasn't like, I'm present right now. I feel good.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. I was stressed the fuck out. I'm sweating. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Everything's going wrong. John kicks over the monster can. Is about to fucking burn out the light. You know, that was presence.
Right.
But I didn't feel good right there. So I don't think presence, you always feel good either. That's another thing. Like, you know, like you can be present and be off. Like you get into a car accident, you're fucking present.
Yeah. For sure.
You fucking go over the middle on a slant route against Ray Lewis and get your bell rung. You're fucking present.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's not always good. And that's what I was saying. Where like a lot of the time, like we steer away from presence because we don't like the current reality. But there are moments where you are present, but you do feel what that moment brings, and it doesn't always feel good. So I think presence is sometimes, bro. The presence is like almost worse. Presence, sometimes when you're present and you're actually locked into the moment, it sucks because you see things for what they are. Yeah, when you're at the beach and you're at the water, right, and it's a beautiful and you can see the scenery, you're at the Grand Canyon. Yeah, you're fucking present and you're like, holy shit, look at the world. Look at the place I live at.
Yeah.
The other 99% of the time, presence is what? Sitting in traffic, right?
Yeah.
Doing some bullshit that you don't really want to do.
Right.
Getting stressed out.
Yeah.
Your girl's arguing with you.
Yeah.
Of course we're going to run away from presence a lot of the time because it just brings us fucking headaches. I don't want that. When you go on vacation and you do the cool things or you're just with the boys, yeah, presence feels good.
Right.
So I think that's what steers us away from presence sometimes because I think we do step into presence, right? But then we see it for what it is and we're like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want that, you know, because I'm actually feeling it.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So I think that's I just think that's something that people, us and the listeners can take away from as well with presence. Like, because like we were talking about like, yo, if you're present, you feel good. But like there's also moments where like you're present. Like, I mean, it was a key sign before this podcast. Like, bro, we were kind of stressed out.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a fucking lot. Camera wasn't where, you know, we couldn't get the mic right. The fucking lights, we had the wrong lights on. I kicked over the cup of ice. There was just a lot of shit going on. I was present for all of it.
I would just say though, it's your tool to do anything great.
For sure.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
I agree with you that now, you know what I'm saying, you made me think differently. I don't think that presence is just feeling good because you're right, bro. There's a ton of times where negative things happen in the present moment. It's not good. But I know through the present moment is your opportunity to do great things. Because,
absolutely,
bro, like there's no way to do like you know, bro, as an athlete, you're not thinking, you're out there, bro, you're playing and
it's reaction.
So that's
subconscious reaction.
Yes, it's a subconscious reaction that you've mentally conditioned your mind to do. So it's just it's a snap of a finger.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, I just what I'm advocating for here and where I've personally been is in a place of I gotta get the fuck out of my head, bro. Because it just got really weird in there for a little bit. It got real negative in there. So that's why I'm saying, like, bro, I would rather be present and be stuck in traffic than be present, stuck in traffic, and thinking with my mind. Because what's a better experience? Being stuck in traffic and just, like, kind of sitting in your car? Or thinking about why you suck, why everything you do sucks, why you're never going to make it, why this girl left you, why your parents don't believe in you. Like, that's the nature of what the mind can be sometimes. So that's why I'm saying that I do believe that presence is amazing. If your mind is in a bad place because a lot of times the present moment is a lot better than your negative mind. And
I think your environment can change your mind as well.
completely agree. I completely agree.
Think about how good you were feeling 3 weeks ago in Miami.
I love Miami. I loved it, bro. But that was the fucked up part. Was I got right back here, bro.
But that's what I'm saying, your environment. So maybe it's not even your mind that's fucked up. It's your environment.
I agree.
It's your environment. I guarantee.
I want to be able to, like, bro, what I
really be a chameleon anywhere. I get that.
Yeah, because bro, bro, we love superheroes, right? We love these people, bro, that are powerful. And I think, bro, the most powerful thing you could do is control your mind. If I get to a place in my life where my default is Doritos, beer, cola for a girl I really don't like, and wake up late the next morning, I don't know if that's an honorable thing to do. I want to, like, be proud of who I am. That's almost more important to me than feeling good. Is like, how can I be proud of who the fuck I am? I think that's what. I think that it's like you almost graduate to a place of, like, how can I stop doing the things that make me feel good, and how can I just start doing the right thing? Because oftentimes the thing that makes me feel good isn't good for me.
Yeah.
And I get that's like a weird, bro. I agree with you, just so you know. Like, I want everyone, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, this was just like, for me, tonight was just an exercise, because I do believe in presence, bro, and I do believe, like what I said before, like, bro, like, free will isn't free until you get out of your head. I do believe that, bro. But just because, like, I think that we are a series of unconscious behaviors. I think that in 2024, like, we're not even supposed to wear clothes. Like, the things that, like, just the phone screens, the technology, the AI, like, bro, we've gotten so crazy as a society that, bro, it's obvious you don't feel good. It would be impossible for your mind to feel good. Your mind isn't made to feel good underneath these circumstances. Yeah. So that's why I'm just interested right now in, how can you feel good despite anything? Because I think that's the richest place you can be in life. If I have to feel good because I have things, does that make me a rich person? Because bro, having things isn't decided by us. There are certain people that were the best authors, that were the best artists, that were the best musicians, that didn't make it based off of circumstances that they didn't control. We don't get to control things a lot of the times. And that's why, like, I agree with what you're saying, bro. I know we're going to be happy when things change for us, but I'm not fucking happy right now because things ain't changing, and they haven't changed anytime soon. So tonight, bro, I just want to be happy washing the fucking dishes, bro. Like, that's all I want to do, because, bro, like, I look at and to finish it off, like, bro, like, I or what do you think? Like, do you think you can be, I don't know, like, it just, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Just, bro, it's just hard, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not your bad. I think it was a good, I think it's a good, because I've never really given much thought in that. Sometime, a little bit, you know, there was pieces of that I've thought about before, but a lot of that was just my instinctual reaction to it, and just like how I'm thinking. Right. I don't know, you know, like, but I don't know. I mean, like, what is your guys' thoughts just on, like, just like what will do you think you know what will actually make you happy, or do you think the happy, you have to feel the happiness to understand what brings you happiness, right? Like, why is everyone chasing happiness? Why does everyone want to just be happy? Why is it such a bad thing to feel sad or feel depressed or feel hurt? Because sometimes the greatest things in life come from those emotions. And I think sometimes, like, we do such a poor job of being present. We're chasing happiness all the time. We don't appreciate the negative emotions in our life, because there are great things that come from them. And if you are present enough to feel those emotions and see those emotions and actually realize them, Like, there's greatness that lies deep within them that you can pull out that will create happiness. And I think that is it's the story, it's the fucking, the moral of life, like everything. Like, you have to hit rock bottom before you make it, right? Like, you have to fucking fail before you succeed. It's the recipe for every single person that's been successful, right? So, like, why are we constantly chasing happiness and feeling good all the time? You're not. We're fucking humans. We're not going to feel good all the time. You're going to feel a fucking plethora of emotions: negativity, sadness, depression, unhappiness, overthinking, anxiety. You're going to feel them regardless. Regardless whether you're present and you're feeling good and you can most of the time, you're going to feel those things because we're humans and we can't run away from that. So why not be present enough to feel those moments and like dig deep and find the good in them? That's the only thing we can do. You said it on the last pod. There's two ways to look at everything, and everything you do, the good, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad, you decide like what you take from that.
Because, bro, the reason why I'm advocating for taking control a little bit is because I think sadness is a gateway drug to depression. And depression ain't good, bro. Like, people get lost there. Because, bro, the next step after depression is, how would you say, it just consumes you. It just becomes you. And some people never make it out. So that's why I'm just trying to control the present moment a little bit. Because if I could choose in that moment to be sad, or I can choose in that moment to be happy, and that's what I'm saying is, I don't think you could choose to be happy. I think there's two things. If you're really in a terrible position, you could either be sad or you could be present. And maybe in that present state, you're not happy, but at least you're not sad. And if you're not sad day by day, those feelings are going to go away a little bit. And that's why I'm saying it's a good thing to be present, because, bro, I spoke with a therapist once. So I've never been to a therapist, but I'm a little intrigued. I'm not too intrigued because I know it doesn't work for a lot of people. But I spoke with a therapist about OCD. I know, John, you've been you have OCD, and I believe I have some OCD because I have a tough time letting shit go. And I spoke with a therapist once about OCD, and she was like, dude, like, you have to treat OCD like you're having a party and there's people there that you don't want there. And the best way to get people to leave your party is to not give them any attention. And it's like a classic thing of what we do with people. It's like, bro, how much times were people taught with bullies, like, just don't pay them any attention. Like, that's what bullies feed off of. And I think that's what negative thoughts feed off of. If you treat your negative thoughts like they're like these big scary monsters and you're constantly thinking about them all the time, they're just going to keep showing up because they know that you're going to be there for them every time. So that's why I'm saying, like, that's the argument that I'm making is, bro, like, I think you're right. I think, like, you do have to hit rock bottom to finally take control of your life. But, bro, what happens if you hit rock bottom once a year for 10 years in a row? It's like at some point, like, I'm doing it. I think that's what happens with people. It's like we don't really realize it. Like, bro, there's a lot of power in the mind. The mind created everything in this room. And that's why I want to tap into the power of the mind. Because if the mind created everything in this room, then why can't the mind create the life that I actually want to live?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I certainly agree with that. But I just, like, to me with that sadness, like, when's the most present, I don't know, at least for me, this is me speaking for me personally. When's the most present you've ever felt? Most present I feel, bro, is when I'm fucked up, when I'm sad, when I'm depressed, when I got my heart broken. That's when I'm the most present. That's when I can sit there, because guess what? Nothing else fucking matters. All that matters is what is making me feel like this right now. So I can sit there, and now I can actually analyze myself. What led me here? Why did this person do this to me? Why did this situation occur in my life? I can sit there. I'm so present in my thoughts when something fucked up happens to me because nothing else matters. Yeah, it consumes me, but that's the most present I've ever been in my life. When shit is going good and shit is happy, it's so easy. Yeah, I'll have a drink. Yeah, I'll fucking smoke. Yeah, I'll go to this party. Yeah, I'll talk to this girl. When shit is good, I'm not really present. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm living in the moment, but I'm just fucking trying to have fun. But bro, when some fucked up shit happens to you, that's when you're fucking present. That's when you feel that shit in your heart, in your brain, in your mind, in your soul. That's when you really feel that shit. So that's why I'm a fan of the heartbreak, the sadness, the depression. It's almost why I like listening to sad music. I like listening to soft shit. I'm in the gym listening to soft, sad shit all the time.
Same.
I'm bobbing my head. Motherfuckers think I'm listening to like Lil Baby or Post Malone or some shit.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to fucking some girl sing her heart out about a heartbreak. I don't know, because it makes me present. It brings me there. It makes me feel something.
I love that.
It's very
But
bittersweet.
that was the entire thing of this podcast. What happens when nothing makes you feel anything? Because there's always your mind in front of the thing that's directly in front of you. Bro, I was listening to Mr. Brightside today. It was the first time I ever actually listened to the words. I said, yo, this song's about his girl with another man. This is fucked. Like, that is what I'm saying is the power of presence, is like, you realize that you haven't even been living in reality. You just been in your head all this time. So that's why I think that presence is such an amazing thing. It's because, bro, the gift of life is life itself. And we're sitting in our minds all the time. 99% of us aren't living life, bro. And I think that's why all this AI and all this technology is here, and Ready Player One. Because we're not living life. We're so glued to everyone else's life or this and that we just want to escape. And what do you want to escape? This is amazing. So that's all. And I think that, bro, I think you were right tonight. I think I was right. I think that John was a little tired tonight.
Yeah, I'm not here tonight. Love you guys though.
I love you, man.
What's going on with you though?
Yeah, what is going on with you?
Just work.
I mean, why terrible
Yeah,
week?
what's
Is it
going on?
straight?
Just work is a lot, bro. Just work is a lot. Sometimes I hate it.
Why?
It's not easy. It's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of
But like, what in that? Because like, we don't do that, you know. So like,
it's hard for me to
like a hard week. Like, bro, I had a shit week too. Don't get me wrong. Bro, I had an awful week. Yeah. Like, bro, I probably spent 70 hours on the computer editing other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
I haven't even got to our War Dogs ep. It's supposed to drop Monday.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to fulfill clients' work right now so I can bring money in.
I get it.
But I'm saying, like, headaches, bro. Like, revisions. Don't do this. I like this. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I had an awful week. But like, but that's why I said earlier, like, bro, I'm just trying to be like, yo, fuck it, bro. Like, that negative, if I brought that into here, bro, I could have easily sat here the whole time and let y'all talk.
Yeah.
On the way here, I was like, bro, I have nothing to say tonight.
Yeah.
I really have nothing to say. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about.
I have nothing positive to say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so like, what for you creates a bad week or fucks with you enough to create a bad mindset, right? Because you can have a bad week business wise, but you're
now
wearing.
I can see your mood.
Yeah, you're wearing it.
Mood.
Yeah. It's just like when you own a business that you're so intertwined to, like I do, with that war, and it pays your bills, and it literally everything jumps off from it, and you put absolutely everything into it. You do everything that you know how to do. Listen, I didn't go to fashion school. I didn't grow up around business people. I learned and am learning absolutely everything on the fly. And when the things don't go the way that you plan them to go, they not only affect your mood, but they also affect everything else, because you got like bills to pay and shit, you know. And sometimes I think that I'm like the greatest number 2, but like I'm not that good at being number 1. You know, and it's really hard because everything fucking. It's like at SneakerCon. I was talking to my boy, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not a salesperson. So if somebody's coming over to SneakerCon, like my assistant, whoever's working for me, you have to close out that sale. I'm not talking to the customer. I'm not pushing my clothes, because if they don't like the price or if they don't like the way it looks or whatever, I'm way too attached to it to like be okay with that. Like you, for instance, if someone's like, yo, how much is a pair of shorts? They're like $60, $70, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, it's a little expensive. You have no emotional attachment to it. You work for me. But like for me, it's a little bit different. So it was much easier to like work at La Villa, let's say, and go to a table and take their order, and they're like, damn, this is so much money, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. I got no emotional attachment to this fucking chicken parma. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me. But when you're like the absolute tip top, and everybody that works for you or that's around you, like you feed people also at the end of the day. It's just like, it's a lot when the money doesn't come in as quick or as much as you think it's gonna, and a lot of moving parts. It's just so much that goes into it, bro. It's just, and you only know if you know. It's hard to explain. Yeah. Creating a product, there's so much that goes into it. It's not just creating it, it's shooting it, it's marketing it, it's selling it. It's a lot, and it's just like hard.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny. Like the girl I was with today, like when I was gonna get the tattoo, she paints as well, and she was telling me she hates showing people her work.
Yeah.
She was like, and like she's a good artist too, bro. Like she does murals, she does portraits, and she was like, I hate showing people my work because of the criticism. But she was like, you need the criticism, but she's like, I don't want to hear it.
Of course.
You know, so I can see like that's kind of what you were saying right there of like your work is a reflection of their perception of the work. And sometimes if it's like you almost maybe would rather not hear it than hear it, whether it's good or bad. You just want to see maybe some dollars coming in, and then subconsciously you're like, oh, people must have liked it because money came in.
Money, yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
you've been doing this shit.
You've been doing this shit for 10 years. You've been doing this shit for 10 years. You're not at where you want to be.
Yeah. It's because you get to a point with the clothing brand, bro, with a streetwear brand specifically, where it's like, I've been doing this shit for 10 years and doing like at some point you have to elevate. You have to just do something that's going to take you to the next level. I've been at the same level, teetering between two levels, and not a higher one, like a lower one. Like if the levels are A, B, and C and you really want to get to A, I've spent a lot of time at B and I've spent a lot of time at C, like going back and forth between C and B and never really figuring out, how to get to A. And I've been doing it for fucking 10 years. And there's some months where I skate by and I barely pay the bills. There's some months where I don't have to think about none of that shit. Like, one of the best advice I ever got was and anyone who owns the e-commerce business can definitely feel this. It's like I shut off the notifications for my Shopify app on drop day. Like, I don't even, like today I had to go film fucking food content with West Bay and a couple of these out of town kids that wanted to come. We took them to some local South Brooklyn shit. Like, me and West Bay also dropped the hoodie today. Like, I also restocked some shit that was out of stock and I restocked it today. And with the way the shit has been going, honestly, and I kind of sugarcoated on here because nobody needs to know the specifics. Like, yeah, we sell a good amount of shit, whatever the fuck. But like, I knew that if today didn't go according to plan, at least at 3 p.m., I wouldn't go on my phone and go look at it because it's going to affect what I'm doing in that moment. So like in that moment, definitely being present was important. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, it doesn't negate the fact that like, this is what happened today. So you have to face that at some point. I don't need to face it while I'm in the middle of filming something. And unfortunately, I just had time between that and this to where I had to face it. And I come here and I'm just not in the best mood. Just not only because of that, but just because of just a bunch of. It's not necessarily it was a bad week. It's just honestly just been a rough 2 years, bro. And it's just like this week just kind of highlighted it a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just been a rough 2 years, bro.
I gotta tell you, man, it's the worst when you're doing a whole bunch of shit, right? Because like my girlfriend said that to me, like, do you need to pivot? You know, like whatever. And I'm like, bro, like I don't want to pivot. And I'm doing it.
I don't know how to do anything else. That's also the other thing. This is what I do for a fucking living.
So like, there's no plan B.
Nah, bro. Nah, there's some days where I just don't want to do. There's some days where I'm just like, yo, I've been doing this shit for 10 years. Where we've had from 2020, 2022, shit was great. From like 2023 and 2024, shit was not as good. And it's not supposed to go like that. I know that like if you look at a line graph, like it's never just steady up. It's like this. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. But like, yo, we're just on a steady fucking down. It just hasn't popped back.
And bro, I felt that too.
And when you've been doing it for 10 years and And At War is not just a clothing brand; it's an extension of myself. I wear it on my skin. Even if I'm not wearing the fucking, even if I'm not wearing the clothes, like today I am, but most of the time I come here and I'm not. But it's still who I am. That's why I don't feel like I need to wear the clothes all the time, because I wear it. It is it's me. Period. And it's just not easy, dude. When you've been doing this shit for fucking literally a decade, and you've had glimpses of making a lot of money, you had glimpses of making not so much money, but both of those times you were given absolutely everything that you could, and you just don't know what's going to take you to that A level. Could it be a celebrity wearing the shit? Yeah, but you also have to make sure, me personally, like my back end is set up. I got the warehouse. I know how to ship shit out. Like, I know that if somebody were wearing my shit and I was to sell out, we'd be fine. There's some brands that aren't set up for shit like that.
See,
I am.
I think he can benefit off reading The Power of Now.
It's a hard read, though. I think he would
The
need
Alchemist.
The Alchemist for sure, but I think
Yeah.
Power of Now, you have to be in the right mindset almost
Right.
to read that.
Yeah, right.
I don't think you can be fucked up.
I have
Yeah.
The Alchemist sitting in my house.
Oh, bro, read
But
that.
bro, like-
bro, listen to
My
the
mother-
audio book.
Yeah, that's probably
almost.
what I'm at.
Even that.
Because it's
Like,
also in the last 2 years, it's been very, I know it sounds like kind of stupid, but it's just been hard for me to read.
Yo, here's
and
the
that's
thing.
about being super present.
Here's my
I
thing.
get
Here's
that.
my thing to you, bro. You're in a position where
Let's
you-
also
you
keep it a
can't-
buck. If you look at my social media presence, that's why I also try to sugarcoat shit on here. And I know like that's not what we do, but like I have a very powerful social media presence. People look at me and do not think that like
yeah, but bro,
they
your
think that
expenses
War
are
is
your
doing
expenses
what,
are your
you know?
your At War is doing good, but your expenses are $20K.
They're so high.
Do you know
bro.
what I'm
It's just
saying?
so
Like
high.
At War is a success, bro.
It's
just
so
that,
hard
like,
to break even.
It's just that you're at a different level. So bro, you can be a fucking inspiration to other people, but you could still have problems. But I'm just saying, like outside looking in, I think for you to hit the next level is, bro, like I think you actually do have to change your actions.
Yeah.
You can't control the fucking clothing brand, bro.
Yeah.
You can't control it, but you can control your habits. I think that's where, like, for you, bro, if you woke up early, like, it's just so simple for you, in my opinion. I think if you woke up earlier, if you read a little bit, if you meditate a little bit, if you were in the gym every day, if you ate health, I saw the way you ate, it was fucking bad.
Nah.
If you ate better, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you did those things, bro, maybe At War wouldn't boom off the rip, but bro, you'd be surprised. Like,
Yeah, it would
I
trickle
think
into it,
God
probably.
works in mysterious ways, bro. The only reason why my Instagram is the way it is because I deleted the fucking apps, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of this conversation, is that, like,
do I have to do that?
yes, no, I just think, bro,
Deleting it right now.
I just think
What apps?
I
No,
just
Instagram.
everything.
I
I
can't delete Instagram.
I just think, bro, that there's like a godly reason behind all of it.
No, but I think it's what you're saying though. Like, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like
It's all those little things.
it's like God, if he's real, I hope he is.
He's got to be.
And I believe in God.
Sure.
Same.
Yeah.
I believe in a higher power. Absolutely.
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you're waking up early,
Yeah.
you're doing some type of self-help.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be reading, meditating, breath work, ice plunge. You don't got to do all of it. If you're doing a little bit
Yeah.
that you weren't doing before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's enough, right? You're eating healthy. You know you're not eating fast food. You're not eating fucking processed bullshit.
Yeah.
You're fucking eating the right things. You're eating fucking, protein, fruits, veggies, whatever. You're eating clean. You're also in the gym. You're working your ass off every single day. You're pushing your body to the limit. You're going in your business, right? After you do all those things in the morning, you're taking
up
that,
early, so you got an extra hour,
You're
extra
taking
2 hours.
exactly. You're
Yeah.
taking that energy into your business, and now you're bringing a different mindset to it. Because
Yeah.
guess what? You did some hard shit. You did some hard shit off the wake up. So now, like, the hard shit that happens in your day ain't that hard because you did an ice plunge, right? Or you read for 30 minutes. Or you ate the fucking 6 egg whites and some turkey
You
bacon.
have more energy now.
Instead of the McGriddle. There's these little things that do work in your favor, that translate to your life, because subconsciously you're like, yo, I'm doing things that are going to make me feel good. I'm doing things that are right for my body. I'm doing things that God would be proud of, that my friends my girlfriend, my family, if I told them I'm doing this, they'd be like, damn, like you're being productive.
So
right?
even-
So I think that does change your life subconsciously. So that brings a different energy towards your business, towards your lifestyle that you can look at as maybe God rewards that. Maybe the universe rewards that. Maybe karma rewards that. I don't fucking know what rewards that sense of lifestyle, but I guarantee if you implement a portion of that lifestyle to your life, better things will start to happen because that lifestyle does generate a better life.
Yeah. Because, bro, the most important thing at the end of the day is respect.
And you respect yourself after you do that, fuck what anyone else thinks of you. You gained respect for yourself.
And that's why, bro, you have to do those things is because, bro, like it's at the end of the day,
Facts.
like what makes us do great things in life? Confidence. Do you know what makes you confident? Self-respect. Do you know what will ruin your life? Your ego, because it has ammunition on you. If you're not doing the right things, you're a fraud, bro.
Yeah.
And it knows that about you. Fuck what everyone else thinks about you. What do you think about yourself? That's my biggest problem, bro. That's why I'm not that present. Because, bro, like I do the wrong thing a lot of the time, and I pick myself apart, bro. The four agreements. The four agreements is probably the most famous self-help book of all time. The last agreement: always do your best. Why? Because when you do your best, you can hit the pillow at the end of the night and not regret anything, bro. One of the worst parts about chasing, just one of the worst parts about living your life is the judge that lives inside of you, bro. We all have a judge, and you don't realize it, bro. Like you spend half your day like judging yourself. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I could have went harder here. You don't respect yourself, bro. And that's what makes the mind. So that was the whole point of this entire podcast is like, bro, like the mind gets overreactive. And when the mind is overreactive, you're not being present. And when you're not being present, you're not going to truly do anything great in life. Because if I was not present while I was playing football, I would have got my fucking ass kicked. Because there was no room to do anything other than be present.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, bro, you don't realize that, like, bro, majority of our lives are like stories. These are like stories, bro. These aren't the real thing. Our mind is an amazing computer. It's a weapon, bro. It created everything in the universe. But, bro, like, you know what the mind can do wrong? Overthink. And it does. The mind overthinks. And one of the saddest things in life is when your mind creates something that doesn't even exist, bro. It doesn't exist. So that's what I'm saying, like, to you and to anyone listening, is just like, bro, like a lot of these things, bro, a lot of the stories that you're telling, like, you could check out of that, bro. You could think a different way. There could be something else that can happen, but, bro, it really does start with like you.
Yeah.
Facts.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, just think about, I'll wrap up with this. I know we're at like, hour 40, whatever. Like, think about your mindset when you don't respect someone, how you view them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You pick them apart. Every fucking thing they do wrong, everything that annoys you, everything that you don't like about them, you pick that shit apart. Guess what? When you don't have self-respect for yourself, you do that 100x. Because guess what? You live with your fucking self. So you know everything. When you judge someone else, you're almost fucking making a prediction. You're looking from the outside in. You really don't know them. You know you. You live with you every single day. So when you don't respect yourself, you'll never live a good life. You'll never be happy because you don't fucking trust yourself. You're not confident in yourself. You know the decisions you make every day. You know when you tell yourself, I'm going to do this when I wake up. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck that, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Guess what? You let yourself down again. Yeah. And guess what? You lost self-respect for yourself again. Yeah. And you didn't do that for one day. We've done this for 5, 6, 7 years. So you've conditioned yourself to believe, I can't believe in me because every time I tell myself I'm going to do something, I don't fucking do it. But I keep doing it because there's no repercussions and there's no fucking side effects and there's nothing that I can see tangibly that is going to stop me from doing this action.
Yeah.
When someone tells you, you did this wrong, you're in trouble when you're a kid, right? You learn from that mistake. If you don't tell yourself, you did wrong, you need to learn from this mistake, you're going to keep fucking doing it.
Yeah.
When you touch the fucking hot stove, you burn your hand. You don't do it again. But when you tell yourself, don't do that, but you go and do it, and you don't give yourself a punishment, guess what?
Yeah.
I got away with it. I'm going to do that shit again. I might even do it more this time. The biggest thing you need in life, and in our life, especially as men, is fucking self-respect. Yeah. You need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to do the things that you tell yourself you're going to do every time you wake up. Every time I tell you I'm going to do this, I need to do that. Not for you, but for me.
Yeah.
Because I told myself I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And until I can do the things that I actually want to live my life accordingly to, I'll never be fucking successful.
Yeah. And bro, self-respect starts with self-control, and if you can never control yourself, you're never going to respect yourself.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that's the hardest thing to learn about self-employment when you're your own boss is you don't have anybody telling you.
Yes.
You know.
Dana White.
Yeah.
But bro, that's why you just gotta I'm at the point, bro, of
it goes back to savage. The shit I told you, savage. Remember, you just have to be a savage.
Yeah. But bro, I think that being a savage, bro, being a savage sounds nice and all, but bro, if you're still focused on the negative, you're it's hard to be a savage when you're just focused on the fucking negative. You know, I think that at the end of the day, it still has to come down to changing just your thoughts first, just getting rid of, you have to change your environment. And bro, a lot of times your environment isn't just the space that you live in, it's the mind that you inhabit.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the best. That's why, bro, a lot of people don't take action on things, is because, bro, their mind just rips them apart. And I think that's the best place to start, because it's very hard. It's very hard to control yourself when yourself is a fucking asshole. When yourself is a parasite. I think, bro, a lot of the times our mind is like cancer. What does cancer do? It reproduces at insane rates, and it just destroys your entire system. I think thoughts can do the exact same thing, and
100%.
Negative thoughts for sure.
For sure.
And that's why I think, bro, it's the best place to start is with your thoughts first, and especially if you're negative. And that's why I'm saying, bro, at the end of the day, my advice to you would be the first place to start would be with The Alchemist, bro. And just
it's the best book.
Just
it
take
started
it,
me.
Just
and
take
he
it
can
for,
tell you. He
yeah.
can tell you how far close to I was
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you are
Yeah, yeah.
versus where he is.
Yeah.
he put me onto that shit.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really know about
No, I
that
think we
shit.
spoke about it on one of our first.
No,
pods.
we
And
have,
my
but
mother-
I'm saying,
no, I'm saying my mother then wound up buying me the book when
Yes.
she watched the episode.
And
I
bro,
never
it's just
I never
bro,
read it.
people, we're kind of at the point, bro. People look up to us as purveyors of truth,
Yeah.
bro, they want your opinion, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So whatever. I mean, bro, I care about you, you know what I'm saying?
appreciate you.
I think that, bro, there's I think with you, bro, there's a level of growth that can be hit just with some different decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's all about applying it.
Yeah.
This was a good one.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
It was good.
Let's end it. Let's keep doing it, bro. Let's just keep fucking, bro. Just choose differently, bro. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
didn't have to do this tonight, bro. We
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
fucking
No, for sure.
went out, whatever. Well, you know what I'm saying? But bro, we said we were gonna do 2 pods a week. Are we doing that? We're kind of doing that, right?
Yeah, we have been pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, 1 to 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know what the
I
schedule
mean,
looks
bro,
like next
we're
week.
so ahead right now.
I know,
We have
yeah, we got
6
a lot
episodes in the vault.
clip. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
yeah.
good fucking realization this past week. LA's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
a great trip.
Yeah, LA,
when-
Arizona,
When is that?
potentially.
Did you guys start?
End of the month.
End of October?
End
Yes.
of October, yeah.
It's a little bit better for me anyway.
Yes, end of the month. We're not going in the first week.
Yeah.
We're changing thumbnail style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thumbnail style.
Thumbnail style. We have a new thing.
When you show up more, bro, you learn more. Just when you show up more.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know? Fuck
Showing
it,
up is
bro.
fucking 80% of the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just show up, man.
You know, whatever happens from there happens from there.
Yeah.
Just show up, bro. Fuck it.
That's why I was telling you. I don't know what I said at the beginning of the pod. Like, you're cheesed. The
What?
mic. You had the spinny mic.
Oh, was I?
That's why I saw you kept grabbing it. It kept going back this way. Like,
Bro,
once it's on a certain plane.
Thank God. I think we're masters of these mics and these stands at this point. We've just done it so much that, like, bro, I just understand how to, like, get
You know where to
stay.
you know where to
I'm gonna have
place
a nice
it.
Christmas present
Yeah.
for you guys next episode. I'm gonna buy
new mic stands?
3 new mic stands. I mean, we really only need 2. This one is
I think
fine.
we're spiritual, but we're going to the Asian massage spot. And then I got us canceled.
Oh god.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Thank God that was towards the end.
Yeah, no,
Just cut
what
that
was
out.
that,
You
bro?
could just cut that.
Get rid of that, huh?
Cut.
I'm
Cut,
grabbing my
please.
dad's